All right, we're on to our next portion. We're gonna take him with the narrow range. We want to get more accurate measurement still. So we found out the range in our past, or we found out the sort of estimate of the pH of our previous long range one, but we want to get more accurate still. So we're gonna go run back through them. We're just gonna fill in the same same column that we filled it in with our pH by paper, this time to get a more accurate one. So we're gonna make more accurate corrections to that. So now we're looking at bottled water. Let me go ahead and get that. Here it is, okay. All right. So our bottled water, we found a pH of about 6. So we want to find something that incorporates our range of 6 and will likely, this is, where do you got this one? What's the winner of everything?
That is wide range.
The wide range? Again? Oh yeah, oh that's a wide range. Okay. No, that's not a wide range. So, you know, you gotta just use and choose, maybe, no, this is 6.8, this is 4. There really isn't one that cover 6, is it? Well, I mean, I guess we'd have to just use this one.
Yeah.
This one? Oh, yeah. So maybe, you know, we'll see if it fits in our 5.5 range. Maybe it was closer to 5.5. We're going to have to see if it's a dark green, then, you know, we're going to see if it fits within our range. So we're just going to give it a try. You know, we have to do with what we got. You know, so this is all a judgment call. You know, you should be able to choose. So what are we looking at? We're looking at a pH of what? 5.0, 5.5?
5.5.
5.5? Okay, so yeah, you know, it'd be somewhere around there because, you know, if we're around 6, 5.5, that isn't too far off. So we're just going to call it 5.5. We're going to go back over to it. That one might be a little bit trickier because, you know, we didn't have the ideal range, but it's okay. We can make do. So now we're looking at mouthwash. We found that a pH of 4. So definitely we have one here that covers 3.0 to 5.5. That's the same one I think we just used, so that'll be the ideal one. So let's go ahead and run through our mouthwash with the 3.0 through 5.5. And we'll see what range it fits in even more specifically. You know, we might end up back at 4, or we might end up at a 0.5 lower, 0.5 higher. We'll have to wait and see, right? Alright, so immediately I'm getting a light green. Light green, you know, it still corresponds to 4.0. 4.0. So I'd say we're gonna stick with 4.0. You know, I think it's a pretty accurate measurement. You know, when you look at our wide range ones, they went by ones, you know, so, you know, it was either 3 or 4. It wasn't 3. We can't say 3.5. We don't have that accuracy. You know, you go back to that. So we're gonna stick with 4. We're gonna stick with 4.0 this time because that's what our significance is for that one. Drain cleaner. All right. The drain cleaner, we're looking at a range of 11, so we want to go to the far end of the spectrum. And probably use which one? All right. So looking through, we got 2 options here. 11 doesn't exactly fit, but we'll go with the 10.6 one. You think this one? Yeah, so we got our one with a max range of 10.6. We'll see if we meet that max range. Gonna see if we find that purple color, which we expect to. But again, we're just making do with what we got. And we're just getting as accurate an estimate as we can get. So we're gonna get a little dip in there. Alright. So okay, looks like that one didn't fit in our range, so we're gonna have to go a little further. We're gonna go up to the 12.5. Again, just trying to make the best of what we got. If not, we'll just call it 11 because we don't have one to fit our range for that. So it's okay. Again, we're making do with what we got. So I'm trying with a 12.5 to 14. 12.5 to 14. Again, I'm out of the range. I'm seeing a different color than a color that doesn't match on the paper. So that means we don't have one to cover. We don't have a narrow range to cover our 11. So you know we're gonna have to go with the wide range one and just call it 11. But you know, it's working with what we got, and that's all right. You know. So lemon juice. We got a pH of 3, so we want something that covers 3. Right here, maybe this one. Yep, so we got one that covers 3. We have another better one. So we have 2 of them. We might go a little bit lower. We'll see if it hits lower. It's lower than 3. Yeah, we have one either starting at the lowest of 3 or the highest at 3. So we're gonna try to make do. We'll do both if we need it. So that was our. We just did the drain cleaner. We're doing lemon juice. Spring water as well. And we did the mouthwash. Alright, so we were on lemon juice. Here we go. Alright, so we're going to see if this one fits our range or we're going to have to go with the one slightly higher. I got an orange here. So we're looking at a range of about 2.4. So we actually chose the right paper. Because now we're looking at about 2.4. I'd say that's about an accurate measurement. So instead of saying 3, we can say 2.4. So you know, I think I remember saying that lemon juice is either between 2 or 3. You know, it's always good to make those notes if you're writing, if you're actually doing the whole experiment, which we are. But when you write notes, you know, you would want to write between 2 or 3. So now we can say instead of 3, we say 2.4. All right, we don't have beer again. So we're gonna move on to baking powder. So our baking powder is between 7. So again, we want one just to cover our 7 range. So we have a pretty good one here, 6.8 to 8.4. Either way, to see if we get something slightly higher. I'm not sure if it was below. It might be slightly below, but you know, we can get a good estimate with this one. Baking powder. Looks like I can get it. Powder. Alright, so I got the baking powder in there. I'd say it's about 7.2. I think it's pretty accurate. So we're slightly above 7. So instead of saying 7, we're going to say 7.2. So again, this is just going back to our accuracy. And again, keep in mind what we're doing here. We're getting the pH. We're getting the pH. And through the pH, we can actually know the concentration of H3O+, which is hydronium. All right, so next we're looking at, so we said this was 7. So you're gonna make sure you write this stuff down. Vinegar. So we're looking at vinegar at range of 3. So we might go below. Which one you got there? Oh, yeah. Maybe this one? Yeah. So 3. So we're expecting it to be acidic, so I'm gonna get even paper that goes from 2.8 to 1.4. We might go slightly higher if this one doesn't work.